Hey YouTube, this is Lisa from the Backward Glance, and today is January 6th, 2020. This is going to be my first What Sold Quickly video of the year, and January is starting off pretty promising so far, so that's great. Today, as usual, I have 10 items to show you that flipped within the first 30 days of being listed in my eBay store. And then, as usual, I also have a bonus item that we'll talk about at the end. So, getting into it here, item 1 is this Tory Burch replacement button. I actually bought a cardigan for $4.25 and it was in terrible condition. I knew that when I bought it, but I decided that because it had 5 of these logo buttons on it, that I would just sell the buttons as replacements. So I did list them individually as like a multi-quantity listing. I did sell 4 of the buttons, and I decided to keep one just in case I ever find a Tory Burch sweater that needs this kind of button and is missing one. So I've got one stashed away, and I sold all 4 of them within the first 8 days of being listed, so that was a great little flip there. Next up is a brand that I hadn't heard of, but as soon as I saw the style of this shirt with the buttons that only go about halfway down, I knew that it was probably a reenactment piece, and I looked up the brand, and that is in fact what it is. It was called the Frontier shirt, so River Junction Trade Company, as you can see here. I have found these reenactment brands before, and they seem to always have a pretty good sell-through rate, so I think they're definitely worth picking up. This one I paid $4.22 for. I sold it through offers to watchers for $29.50, and it took just 2 days to sell. Next up is one of my staple brands here, Eileen Fisher, and this was a women's size PP, which I had to look that up. I don't know of any other brand that I've ever seen that size on, but according to their size charts, it was like a 2 or a 4 petite, and this was like a merino wool blend turtleneck. I paid $5.27 for this and sold it through offers to watchers for $26, and that took 10 days to sell. And this one had the black Eileen Fisher tag on it there. Item 4 is a pair of Nayat shoes. I have been really loving selling this brand lately. This pair I was able to find the style name on, which was Rubino, and they had this pretty almost like Victorian inspired look, kind of unusual for Nayat, I think. I paid $8.18 for these and sold them for an offer of $38. That took 2 days to sell. And let's see if I can find the logo. A little bit hard to see inside the shoe there, or I guess that's the bottom of the shoe. So definitely a brand to be on the lookout for. Item number 5 is actually getting returned to me, but since I already had everything written down for this video, I threw it in here anyway. So eventually these will be back in my store, but they did sell fast the first time, and they got quite a few watchers in the short time they were listed. So this is Spring Step L'Artiste collection. I don't really know how to pronounce that. I paid $8.54 for these clogs, and I actually listed them at $42, sent out offers to watchers, and for some reason my buyer said their link wasn't working to pay to accept the offer, so I relisted them on hold for that buyer and sold them for $32. So I do think that they can be listed a little bit higher than that, just as a side note there. So yeah, $8.54, got 32, and that took 6 days. And like I said, they'll be back. I'll list them at 42 again, and you never know, maybe someone will come along and pay full price. So there is the branding on the bottom there. Item 6 is just this little Coach wallet, like a keychain wallet, super simple. I don't tend to pick up a lot of Coach because they mark it up so high in my thrift stores, but this one wasn't marked up, so I did pick it up for $2.11. I got my full asking price of $24, and that took 7 days to sell, and there you can see the logo at the bottom. Item 7 is a Christmas item, which I listed after Christmas and sold after Christmas. So if you have Christmas, just list it because you never know when it'll sell. This was a Lori Miller figurine, and it was marked on the bottom, Lori Miller Collection Whispering Pines. I looked this up because I wasn't familiar with it, and nobody had this exact figurine, so I thought that was a good sign. I paid $6.35 for this and got my full asking price of $38. That took 7 days to sell. Item 8 is this pair of Kate Spade flats, and these were called Talk. Just a pink patent leather in a size 9, which is, I find, a pretty good size in women's. I paid $10.70 for these on sale at a consignment store, and I sold them for my full asking price of $48. These took 5 days to sell. I'm sure most people are kind of familiar with the Kate Spade logo. There it is on the gold part of the shoe there, and there it is on the inside. Alright, item number 9. These Dr. Martens I had for a long time. I actually bought 3 pairs of Doc Martens, kind of thinking that they would be a good brand to sell on eBay. And the first pair that I listed, I've had listed forever. The second pair that I listed a little more recently just hasn't gotten any watchers. And then I pulled out this third pair that I had kind of forgotten about, and I was kind of annoyed that I had it because the other ones have done so poorly. So long story short, I listed it low and sent out offers just to flip it quick, and that worked out. So I paid $4.25 for these, sold them through offers to watchers for just $18, but it only took 2 days, and I am happy to get them out of my inventory. And then item 10, and then we've got our bonus. So this is a pair of Allen Edmonds shoes. This style is the Fifth Avenue style. And I debated a little bit on picking these up. They showed a lot of wear, a lot of creasing in the leather, quite a bit of heel drag and sole wear. So I knew that somebody would be able to put a little work into them and get them looking good and maybe wear them for the rest of their life. I mean, Allen Edmonds are a great quality shoe. I paid $13.71 for these, and I did sell them for a bit of a low offer of $35. That took 23 days, so not a super high profit item, but I'm always glad to save these like really high quality items from the thrift stores and get them to someone who will take care of them and restore them a little bit. So I was really happy with that as a flip. Let's see here if I can get some branding for you. Kind of remember these were hard to get a shot of the Allen Edmonds, but there it is in there. And I do like to pick up the Allen Edmonds that have the name inside. Sometimes I find older ones that don't, and those are a little bit tougher. I think they're still worth it, but you're gonna have to sit on them a little bit longer to find the right buyer for them. So anyway, we'll move on to our bonus item. So if you've seen my videos, you know sometimes I like to show you an item that did not flip quickly just to balance things out. And I was pretty thrilled to sell this pair of Adidas pants, which were the second oldest item in my store. I did go back and look through my inventory. I had these listed for $14. I took a best offer of $9. I did only pay $1 for these, and they took 21 months to sell. And continuing the saga of getting rid of these this item, I got a message from the buyer saying that she believed that they were men's size small and not women's, and I ended up refunding her in full rather than having her send them back. So total bummer of an item. I never pick up these basic Adidas track pants anymore. Ironically, at the same time that I picked these up 21 months ago, I picked up 2 pairs and one of them sold really quickly, so I thought maybe, hey, that's a good item, but no. Um, I tend to avoid these now. And also Adidas, it never says whether it's men's or women's or youth size, which can make it a little bit complicated when you go to list it, so that's something to keep in mind. Anyway, either way, these are out of my inventory, so even though I had to do a refund, I'm just kind of glad that they're gone, and lesson learned on those. So that's all I had to show you today. Thanks a lot for watching. I hope you're having a great new year. As always, feel free to like, comment, dislike, or subscribe to my channel.